the Word of God engages many literary styles, right? The Word of God, as God inspired it, He used all these things. He used poetry, He used stories, He uses prose, He uses historical accounts, He uses just about every literary form to bring across His Word. Now, I think the first time I taught this whole thing, and I mentioned allegory, a few people probably had a little stumbling there. Allegory. The Word of God can have allegory. Yes, it can. And I'm going to, before I even look at chapter 2, I'm going to show you some allegories in the Word of God, so you fully understand. And then I'm going to clarify how you view them. So let us turn to Revelation before we do Genesis chapter 2. And you can turn to almost any passage in the book of Revelations. Any passage. Let's see what chapter 12 has in, for example. Right, the woman and the dragon. And this gives an account of a great sign that appeared. Let's just read it very quickly. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and with the moon on her feet and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its head. And it came and it continued, swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so it might devour her child. The moment he was born, she gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, and her child was snatched up to God and to the throne. And it goes on, right? Now, if you're reading the Bible and think this is it's going to happen just like it says, a dragon is going to come, a woman is going to come, she's going to give birth to a baby, you are going to not understand the Word of God. Believe me, that's not how it's done. This is a form of writing for God to bring across His truth. Now listen, you need to know that God owns every literary form. He owns poetry, He owns prose, He owns allegory, He owns just about every literary form. It belongs to Him. And He is free to use it as He sees fit. All right? The important thing is that it be interpreted correctly. So this is a prophecy. So persons who God has gifted with the gift of prophecy and prophetic teaching and prayer, they need to have God reveal or ask God to reveal it to them so everybody can understand, right?